The good Lord giveth and he taketh away. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Phightins Final here on the Edge of Philly Sports Network with your boy Matty B. And it's back to even one game apiece. Phillies had an opportunity tonight to really kind of put a death roll on the series. They were unable to take advantage of that. A futile offensive performance tonight by the Phillies as they were not without opportunities in this game, but once again coming up small in the biggest of ways. And Zach Wheeler pitched well, aside from one inning, which, to be honest with you, I'm not really even sure if that was his fault, as Rhys Hoskins, handed the Braves a couple extra outs there, opening the floodgates, so to speak, to that inning and route to the Phillies 3-0 loss. And where do we start with this? Obviously, the first thing is on my mind is the opportunity wasted, right? The opportunity wasted. We had our ace going on the mound tonight. Kyle Wright was good for the Braves, but he wasn't locked down good. The Phillies were getting to him. Not often, but they were getting to him. Once again, we could not get that big hit. Couldn't give Zach Wheeler any early cushion, any early lead, any early run support. And then, we can kind of take this chronologically, or we can kind of take this in just kind of, obviously. But the top of our lineup, the top of our lineup is getting into like epically bad territory. I've really never seen a 1-2 punch like the Phillies have right now in the top of the lineup. Kyle Schwarber went 0 for 4 yet again. Now I think he's 0 for 16 in the playoffs. Just nothing from him offensively. Nothing. He's got 2 RBIs and results of sac flies. That is it from the man who, that's it. And once again, Rhys Hoskins continues his anemic offense, and then he adds in some anemic defense to boot here tonight as the Phillies lose 3-0. So you pin this on Hoskins, do you pin it on Wheeler, do you pin it on the top of the lineup, do you pin it on the whole team? I guess there's a lot of blame to kind of go out in this one and be spread around. Phillies fall for the first time this entire postseason. Now they head home tied at 1. Obviously, to a rocking Citizen Bank Park on Friday afternoon. It's going to be a scene, an epic scene. I suggest if you're in the area, you head down there. Even though you may not have tickets, go down there and enjoy the festivities, because it is something that's been literally in 11 years in the making. But boy, would it have been nice to go down there up 2-0. And yeah. So let's get into the line here, because it's got to be done. Got to go over the line. Phillies would finish the night with no runs, 3 hits. Putrid offense. The Braves 3 runs and 4 hits. And how all the scoring happened? Well, it happened in 1 inning, the 6th. Matt Olson got things going with the single to knock in Ronald Acuna Jr. to make it 1-0, and that was the single on, of course, the Rhys Hoskins play, booted by our first baseman. Austin Riley would reach on an infield single to make it 2-0, and Travis Drummond would knock in Matt Olson to make it 3-0, and that is all the scoring of the day for the Atlanta Braves and the Phillies. Offensively, individually, offensively for the Phillies, as mentioned, Kyle Schwarber 0 for 4, another 0 for tonight, 3 more strikeouts to boot. Rhys Hoskins, not only, and I don't know how he didn't get an error on that play, but they didn't give him an error. But he goes 0 for 4. JT 1 for 4. Bryce Harper 1 for 4. Nick Castellanos 0 for 3. Alec Bohm 0 for 3. And then everybody else 0 for 0 for 0 for, except down to Gene Segura, who had that hit late, but was wasted. On the Braves side of things, Ronald Acuna Jr. 1 for 3 with a run, but potentially maybe an injury as he got hit there late in the game. That kind of opened up the floodgates for the in the 6th. Danby Swanson 1 for 3. Matt Olson 1 for 3 with an RBI. Austin Riley 1 for 4 with an RBI. Travis Drummond with 1 for 3 with an RBI, and so on and so forth. On the pitching side of things, Zach Wheeler pitched 6 innings of decent work. I mean, 5 innings of really good work, and 6 innings kind of got away from him. He gave up 4 hits and 3 runs. They were all earned. A strikeout, or 5 strikeouts and a walk. Bellotti and Syndergaard would come in to pitch scoreless relief. Kyle Wright, by the way, Zach Wheeler gets the loss. He's 0-1 now. Kyle Wright gets the win. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 hits, a walk, and struck out 6. Minter, Iglesias, and Jansen. Jansen picks up the save as he comes in and works the 9th. And there you have 3-0 Phillies. And This is the playoffs, folks. This is the time of the year that we got to take advantage of the opportunities that were given to us. And I'm not saying that the Phillies would have won this game, but the sixth inning doesn't happen if Rhys Hoskins doesn't, in my opinion, commit that error. I don't know why he didn't get an error, but they gave him a hit. But you just can't give extra outs to a team in the playoffs. I mean, you can't give extra outs to a team anyway, but you really can't give it to him in the playoffs. And it was just brutal the way this team went about their business offensively. Kyle Schwarber and Rhys Hoskins continuing to give us absolutely nothing at the top of our lineup. And I guess the question, Freddie Burns. Hey, Freddie, how you doing? He has to be traded this offseason. Rhys is a DH. We have too many DH types. I'm glad he gets to see the Phillies home playoff game, but he has to go. Yeah, I don't know if anybody out there is going to dispute you, Freddie. We've been saying it for a while now, and it was really kind of always on the back of your mind, right? About when the defense was going to kind of bite us in the butt. Obviously, when you think of the defense biting us on the butt, you think of Hoskins and Bohm, right? Bohm has kind of maybe redeemed himself a little bit, but you always think that he's one interesting play away. Same thing with the other corner butcher, one play away. And today it was Rhys Hoskins. And then to add the fact that he's doing nothing offensively really kind of shines the light bright on Mr. Hoskins tonight. Fuji, what's up? It's good, Matty B. No run support for Wheeler. No run support at all. Absolutely none. Single should have been an error. I agree. It was an error. It was a straight up an error. They gave him a break. Got him annoyed. We knew this would happen though. If they never made the playoffs, you would blow a game in the field. Jeez, man, Freddie, you're entering me and Howie Roseman territory right now. Woof. Braves are freaking 17-1 the last 18 games. Kyle Wright has pitched. Yeah, and you know what? Kyle Wright was dominant tonight. He was on, but he was hittable. The Phillies had their opportunities. They get Bryce Harper to lead off, was it the third with a double? And then they leave him up there. I mean, again, why should I be surprised, or why am I sounding surprised that they've done this consistently all season? But the Phillies had their chances in this game. They did. The Braves have had a couple of really stellar defensive plays as well to help them out tonight. The play out there in center field, and then the play on the tarp there on the third base for the third baseman. So I'm not going to take anything away from the Braves. They did what they had to do, but the Phillies had their chances. They just could not string together multiple hits in the same inning. They couldn't, once again, they couldn't bring a runner in from second with nobody out, which befuddles me that we can't do that consistently. I've never seen a team, and this is going back to the regular season, strand so many runners in scoring position with less than two outs, leadoff doubles, runners on first and second with nobody out, runners at first and third with one out. And we just can't seem to get runs in consistently. And tonight was just a microcosm of that again. So not shocking the way the Phillies lost tonight. They've lost a lot of games like this all season. It's shocking that it happened this time in this time of the season. But, what do we do here? Do we upset the apple cart? What does Al say? Do we put the apple cart in front of the apple? What do you know what I mean? Overturn the apple cart, throw it off the bridge. What do you do with this? Do we try to change the top of the lineup in Game 3 of the National League Divisional Series? We're just getting nothing from them too. Nothing. And now you throw in Rhys Hoskins' defense. It's becoming criminal. I mean, do we do something with the top of our lineup? And that's a question I have for you guys tonight. Do we do something with the top of our lineup to try to get some energy up there? Mike says 4 runners stranded on base. Yeah. Get a pitcher for Hoskins. Man, get a bag of balls. Walter says a split was the plan. Now take care of business at home. Walter, no, it wasn't. Come on, man. Nobody ever goes into a series thinking they need to split the first 2 games. It's never the plan. The plan is to win every game. That's the plan. And then when you win game 1, you have an opportunity to go for the sweep. You shouldn't be settling for a split. Now, is it, the end of the world that we got a split? No, it's not the end of the world. But here's the problem. Here is the problem. We had an opportunity tonight. Phillies gave up 4 hits. Zach Wheeler pitched well. He should have gotten out of that 6th inning with no runs scored. And who knows? Again, I'm not going to sit here and I can't tell you what would happen because the offense wasn't doing anything for the Phillies. But still, we had an opportunity. You shouldn't be satisfied with the split. It's the reality, and we got to move on from the split. Could be worse, absolutely. But you got to really lament on the fact that we missed an opportunity to put our hands around the Braves' throats. And it, these are what turn series around. These are what turn the momentum around. And I know Friday night, the Philly faithful are going to be out there, releasing 11 years of pent up frustration. And behind Aaron Nola, who maybe is starting to write his own postseason legacy. Hopefully that's the case. But you would feel a lot more comfortable if that was a 2-0 series lead and you're going in for the series win. Now it's a do or die type of game. This is the game that might dictate the series here, game 3. Now, not a bad place to be, right? At home with Aaron Nola going. But what do we do about the lineup? Aaron Nola can't bat. He really can't bat now. Pitchers don't bat. So he may give you 6 innings. Wheeler gave you a good effort tonight. Wheeler gave you a winning effort. We just didn't give him any support, and then we did what we did offensive or defensively in the field. Great point. This is a microcosm. Why did he pull Sosa? I don't know. I really don't know. With Segura in the 2-hole work, it has worked in the years past. That's where Segura was batting for years, ever since he's been here. They moved him out of there this year. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Well, why don't we do Bohm Segura or Segura Bohm? Let's do that and move Schwarber and Hoskins way down the lineup, like 7 and 8. Give them an opportunity to work themselves out of their own funk. Listen, I'm just tired of giving away outs at every first inning. We give away 2 outs every bottom of the first inning or top of the first inning. We're giving away 2 outs, right? And then when the lineup turns around, are people starting to feel that way about Kyle Schwarber? Or am I the only one that when he gets up at the plate, especially when he gets a 2-strike hole, you're just like, okay, moving on. Who's next? Commercial break. I'm gonna go get a sandwich. I need a drink. I mean, is everybody else starting to feel that way, or am I on an island by myself here? Because the guy has I have no confidence in him offensively, and I have no confidence in Reese offensively either. And this is nothing new. I mean, this has been a better part of the season with these two. But is it criminal that we continue to still run out the same lineup, even though we're not getting any results from the top of the lineup? Nothing. Is it criminal that we're running out the same lineup night after night from our new manager now? He's not the interim manager anymore. He's the manager in Rob Thompson. Is it criminal that we're running out the same lineup every friggin' night with no results? It's just like Adam Dunn. Adam Dunn on Freud's. Freddie's in rare form tonight. That's all right, though, Freddie. You have every right in the world to be frustrated. We let an opportunity slip through our fingers in Atlanta tonight. We did. And now we got to lick our wounds, which we will. We got a day off tomorrow. The Phillies are coming home, folks. They haven't been home since September 25th. Now they're coming home. After, was it 16 nights or 16 days in 5 cities or 6 cities, something like that? What is it? Chicago, D.C., Houston, St. Louis, Atlanta. Yeah, 16 days, 5-city road trip. So they're coming home. I know they're happy, So game 3, Friday afternoon, 4:30. And obviously, let's talk a little bit about the rain delay. Obviously, I don't know if you guys were. I was feeling it. I was ready for some afternoon baseball, and then they went into almost a 3-hour rain delay. But it was okay because the Phillies. Here's the deal. The way I was looking at this thing, the entire series was played during the day. I mean, why can't we have a night game? I don't understand that. So we got the night game tonight. The rest of the series, I believe, is scheduled for day games. 4:37 start Friday afternoon at the bank. Aaron Nola will be opposed by Charlie Morton. So a good pitching matchup, a favorable pitching matchup for the Phillies as they hopefully will regain the edge in this series. Edge of Philly Sports says they cannot wait. I know, and I know a lot of people from EOP are going to these games. I will not be in attendance to these games. I wish I could, but I'm not going to be there. But it is definitely going to be a sight to see. After 11 years of no home playoff games, we finally get our taste and our opportunity to welcome home the Phillies. So let's please do our jobs as fans. Let's bring that 11th man or 10th man in this case, I guess, out in full force on Friday afternoon at the bank and let's root on the Phillies. Try to get back up in this series and let Rhys Hoskins and Kyle Schwarber have it, man, because I run out of patience for the two of them. I absolutely run out of patience. It's the same thing. And as I mentioned, Schwarber does have 2 RBIs in the playoffs, but they're in sack fly mode. Rhys Hoskins got a double, and that's it. I mean, at what point is it criminally negligent for the Phillies to roll out the same starting lineup with the same results? Or is it criminally negligent to try to change something up midstream in the playoffs? I ask you. I've been calling for it all season, and we haven't done it yet. Does Rob Thompson, does he do it? Does he make a switch on the lineup? We're just getting absolutely nothing from the top part of that lineup. The 1 and 2 holes on our lineup are probably the worst 1 and 2 hitters we've ever had in the history of this organization. And that is saying a lot. So I don't know what the answer is at the top of the lineup. I do know the answer is in pitching. We're getting good pitching. We got good pitching again. And hopefully we can run that thing on Friday. Aaron Nola has been kind of writing his own new little story here. Let's hope he continues to do that on Friday afternoon. Not at all. Shake up the lineup. Okay. I mean, yeah, Fuji, I agree, but Rob Thompson doesn't seem to agree. He seems to think that a switch is going to flip at some point, and all of a sudden it's going to start working again. I don't know. I don't have that same type of faith in that. I don't know. I want to see it switched up too. And I don't think it's criminally negligent to switch it up. I think it's criminally negligent to continue to run out the same lineup. Folks, let's go pay some bills here on the network. Again, if you guys are going out to the game on Friday and Saturday, which should be a heck of a weekend here in Philadelphia, or I should say, yeah, Friday and Saturday. Now that we are going to have a game Saturday, by the way. Now that's faux show. We're going to have 4 games in the series at least. Don't forget, if you're having a good time and all of a sudden you get swept up in Phillies fever and things take a turn for the worst, Dave Cherry, 610-565-0300 is there to save you and help you. Workman's compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, and criminal law. Give David a call and let him know that the boys at EOP sent you. Don't forget, we got football in town this weekend too. Phillies, Eagles, and Cowboys. Phillies sports trips. Don't forget the Gatehouse tailgate party. Go ahead over to phillysportstrips.com. Check out all those details on the tailgate party at the Gatehouse. And also check out those trips. Next trip is heading out to Houston here soon. If you're in Delco, again, I always preference this by saying, why would you be in Delco? But if you're in Delco and you need to go to a bar, well, you need to go to the only bar in Delco, and that's Dolan's. Stop in over there and tell them I said hey. And don't forget our continuing coverage of Eagles game day festivities, pregame, halftime, and postgame coverage from the Edge of Philly Sports and the Painted Lines every week. And don't forget, tomorrow night, folks, we got Flyers hockey in his house. Tomorrow night, Flyers Devils. Immediately following the game, join me as we will launch Clear the Ice, the new Flyers postgame show. Hopefully we talk about a Flyers win. All this and so much, much more happening on Edge of Philly Sports daily. So much more, so much going on. I can't even talk about it all because I don't remember it all. But 3-0 Braves, series tied, 1 game apiece. We're coming home, Philadelphia. Let's welcome the Phillies home. Let's go out there on Citizen Bank Park on Friday. Let's will them the victory. All right. We can be a huge, huge influence in that game. Let's do it. Let's take back our ballpark. Let's get the Braves on their heels. Let's win some games. Let's end this series at the bank. We have an opportunity to end this thing at home. And let's do it. Until we talk again on Friday sometime in the... I'll see you tomorrow for Clear the Ice, but for the Phightins final, we'll be talking again sometime on Friday evening. Until then, go Phils.